Hi, the purpose of today's video is to demonstrate a basic skill at the Algebra 2 level. It's the ability to take quadratic functions that are written in vertex form. We call this vertex form because we can identify the vertex just from reading it off the equation. 4, -1, 1, -8, or 1, +8, -3, 3. So that's why we call it vertex form. We also observed there's another form of quadratic functions called standard form. So I just want to remind everybody some of the order of operations and algebra skills required to switch from vertex form into standard form. Remember, order of operations says we have to do exponents first. So with x minus 4 here, I have to actually square first. So to write it out, it shows x minus 4 times x minus 4. Notice, if you remember your algebra, you can't just square the x's and square the -4s. You have to FOIL this out first, outside, inside, last. And then when you're done, you still have a 1 to subtract a little left over. So x times x is x squared. X times -4 is -4x. X times -4 is -4x again. And -4 times -4 is +16. And don't forget to subtract that extra 1 from the beginning. And now we have standard form, just like it. Now, if you wanted to check and you're taking a test, especially, and you don't have technology available, and pick a random number for x. I chose 2, and I put that number in for x into the given form, and I find y equals 3. So then make sure I did this right. I'm going to put 2 in there as well, and make sure I get the same value. Está bien. Okay, so in the second situation, same deal, but you have to remember order of operations. We must do exponents first before we can multiply the 2. A lot of overzealous students will take that -2 and distribute it first and then square the binomial, but that is not correct. It's not going to get you the right values. You have to do the exponents first and then multiply. So I show the expansion of x minus 1 squared right here, add 8, and then we're going to get the -2. X times x is x squared. -1 times x is -1, do it again, and 1 times 1 is 1. -1 times -1 is +1. Don't forget then, you have to put parentheses around here so we remember to distribute the -2 and add the 8 at the end. Notice I distribute the -2 into just the trinomial, add 8 at the end, and I end up with this. Another way to check if you do have the technology is to take the given form and put it into Desmos, and take your answer and put it into Desmos, and hope that you have the same graphs. If you do, then both equations are representing the same solution set. Here again, this time there's a -1 for our a value. I cannot distribute that until I square first, so I square, and then add 3. Now I distribute the -1, add 3, and collect like terms. So once again, I'll check by checking a random number, making sure that the original expression is the same as my expression that I found. That's it. There's plenty of opportunities to practice that. Earlier we talked about making mental quick sketches of functions in standard form. That's here. And then here are 7 opportunities to learn how to, or just to practice going from vertex form to standard form. Later on, we're going to learn how to go from standard form over to vertex form. It's a little bit trickier, but we can do it. Thanks for listening.